Jesse, what's the biggest hurdle for women when it comes to raising capital and actually working as an entrepreneur?
I think raising capital. You know, you said it right in the question. I think women have trouble raising capital, but I think raising capital in general is difficult. You know, I probably had to pitch 500 investors to raise our first fund, closed maybe 40 of those. But I think also just being taken seriously, having the confidence to realize that they're onto something and they're making significant change. I think those are a couple of the hurdles that, you know, they have, but really raising capital at the earliest stages.
But why is it so difficult for women to raise capital to get the money? Because is it just that they're not being allowed in the room, or they don't have a strong enough voice?
Men often don't understand a female-focused product. So some of our companies have a female-focused product, like a menstrual disc. And then women are held to a much higher standard in terms of numbers, which I've experienced personally. Jen Hyman from Rent the Runway talks about this a lot. And I think that, you know, often, like, we have 3 male CEOs, and they're absolutely incredible, and I'm so proud of them. And we have 55 portfolio companies with a female founder, and even our 3 male CEOs have a female founder, but they raise so differently from the women. You know, they raised $7 million each with barely a PowerPoint. They had basically raised the money when they walked in the room. And women, I think also, I always say just go for it. Take the first step. Don't feel like it needs to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect in your eyes because you're constantly iterating on your product. You're constantly figuring out what works better and creating new revenue streams. So just get out there and learn as much as you can while fundraising, and just raise and just let the no's kind of wash over you, because they will be there.
What is the focus of your fund, and how are you differentiating yourself from other funds?
Well, I mean, we're very, very exits motivated. Big exits, billion-dollar markets. We've had 6 exits to date, and we're investing in women. You know, there's all this data. I used to quote this one Dell study that's women raise half as much money and double the return. And now every week I am being sent some new study from PE funds, from, you know, Morgan Stanley, what have you. And they're sending studies saying, you know, diverse teams breed success. And that's diversity of gender, age, race, all of it. And, you know, just because we're looking for women has made it so that we have over 50% minority-led companies, and they're doing great. I mean, we have diversity of every area, and I feel very proud about that. And it's because we went off of the traditional Sandhill Road path.
How does the approach of female entrepreneurs differ to that of their male counterparts when it comes to growing a business?
We have seen some patterns. We saw 5,000 deals last year. I didn't know that was a lot, but like, there's no shortage of women starting businesses, and that's what I've learned. Profitability is very, very important to women. I didn't know this was such an issue until I was dealing with my own fundraise a little while ago, and Uber and Lyft and everyone's like, I can't believe it, they're not profitable. And it's hilarious to me because our companies are profitable. You know, we had one founder who raised $1 million, will probably never have to raise again, is doing upwards of 30 million in revenue in about a year and a half. And they, you know, women are we're more realistic. We raise what we need. So sometimes I do feel like I have to say, hey, raise a little more. You need a miscellaneous category. But I think they are focused on profitability. They're focused on growth and profitability in a healthy way, where it's not just grow, 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 raise, raise, raise. The thing I don't like to hear from traditionally male entrepreneurs is they say, well, just keep raising, then it'll be defensible. And maybe that's true in certain industries, but I don't feel like that's right in consumer technology. Like, don't just raise the most money, you need to return that capital. You know, you have investors who need to make their money back, and I do feel like that is, women are like, think every day about all of the money they have to make back.
And so what's the most important piece of advice you think women entrepreneurs need to know, or that you think is the most helpful for them, given your experience and given all of the companies that you've worked with?
I think get out there, take one step and just do it. Don't feel like it has to be perfect. Just do it, because it will get better and better the more people you pitch. Also, don't take no for an answer. Go find the yeses, and if you do get a no, ask for advice and say, why don't you want to invest in this product? And then the number 3 thing I do tell women a lot is, okay, you came to me with, you're telling me this is a $50 million market. We only invest in billion-dollar markets. You know, we have investors to make money back for. And so I need to think about the math that way. So go, take that idea, figure out how to multiply it by 10, multiply that by 100, come back to me when the market is $1 billion, and then we'll talk. So I think bigger and think as big as you possibly can, and don't give in to the quick exit. This is a long play, and I want to create the billionaires of the future.